Hello, and welcome to the Good News from the Corner podcast. I'm Jay, I'm your podcast host, and I'm also the rector at St. John's Episcopal Church in Memphis, Tennessee. I'm glad you found us. I'm glad you're here. Stay tuned for sermons, lectures, and more good news from the corner of Central and Greer.
I'm McAllister, and while preparing for this sermon on Senior Sunday, I went back through the memories that I've had in this congregation and looked back at all the different things that have influenced my life, whether it be inside or outside of this church. It made me realize how important this church has been and will continue in helping me grow in my faith, whether it was through VBS, acolyting, or the services itself. And on this Mother's Day, realizing that without my mom, I would not be the man I am today. But as I get ready to take this next step on going to college, it reminded me of our gospel reading today. Jesus is telling the disciples about his upcoming death and crucifixion, and is trying to remind the disciples that God will still be with them through all. Furthermore, Jesus reminds them that even though he will not be with them in the world, he will be with them in spirit. At this point, I imagine in the disciples' minds, the fear and worry of what would happen when Jesus left was crushing. But they knew it would be okay because Jesus was with them in spirit. These ideas all relate to me in some ways, whether it is the disappearance of the normal ways, the loss of what I'm used to, or the leaving behind of friends, are all things that I can expect when moving away for college. This worry and fear of the unexpected future that the disciples had is also what I have at times. The constant worry of, what if this is not the right decision? What if I'm making a huge mistake going to a school that is a 10-hour drive away? I constantly ask, how am I supposed to trust that this future will work out? How am I supposed to make it through this unknown? And how will I be able to trust my decision making when I do not have my parents or mentors there to guide me? And I don't know. And I have to be okay with that. Not making the right decisions at times is okay. I just need to try to learn from my mistakes. But Jesus answers this question to his disciples in the perfect way. All you can do is put your faith in God and trust that however it works out will be in accordance with God's will. And in this thinking, I can change my worry into excitement, change the doubt into acceptance, knowing that however it turns out will be what God intends. And this is not just something that applies to me, but to all of us. And understanding that this fear of the unknown is something that will happen to all of us at some point in our life. And the answer is to put our faith in God and trust that it will be okay. Hello, I'm Wyatt McAllister. 926 Sundays I've been part of the church community. Since my baptism to this moment in my life, I've experienced support and religious backing for all my endeavors. Whether it be a mission trip within the city, or attending vacation Bible school, or acolyting on a random Sunday, I've had the church as a steady foundation every week of my life. These opportunities have made me a better person and wouldn't be possible without this great church. The Lord's Prayer was the first part of the church that I had ingrained with me at an early age. I didn't memorize it or study it, but listened to it being said over countless services until it stuck with me. Forgiveness from God is paramount to the Lord's Prayer. As we all sin, this prayer was a weekly reminder that I would be forgiven. This is only possible because of my parents bringing me almost every Sunday. So thank you, Mom and Dad. Ingrained in St. John's is the concept of giving and community. My mission trip experience within this church is what started me on the course to giving to the community. Now, as a senior in high school, I've been part of many service projects and gain a renewed sense of happiness every time I complete one. In the excerpt from today's gospel reading, they know everything you have given me is from you, for the words that you gave to me I've given to them. Let me repeat. They know everything you have given me is from you, for the words that you gave to me I've given to them. In this short excerpt, the Father and Son's giving has turned into grace. What is given is grace, and it is spread to those who belong to Jesus. As of now, we are all recipients of the grace given to us because we follow Jesus. Understood within this passage is that the Father's giving sets an example to the Son who follows his path. I see the church as the Father and the Son as the church community, trying to follow the examples the church set. These lessons taught every Sunday directly transferred to me, and as a result gave me a bond to the church. The idea of giving is one of those many lessons and has made me feel closer with God with every good deed. The community of this church has also been a lesson for me. The constant engagement opportunities and events helped me continue to hold a strong relationship with the church as I grew up. The best example of this is act lighting. Within the church, having the chance to play a part in the service as I grew up and learning to lead were the best character building chances I had. So thank you, St. John's, for being part of my family for the last 18 years and giving me the tools to succeed for the future.
Hey everyone, my name is Bridgforth. Can't believe I'm standing here reflecting on my time at St. John's as a senior. It's been quite a ride, a journey filled with faith, fun, and meaningful experiences. To start, let me take you back to the early days of Vacation Bible School, or VBS. I was that kid who couldn't get enough VBS, always begging for piggyback rides and eagerly participating in every game and activity. Little did I know that years later, I'd be the one leading those activities and witnessing the same excitement and enthusiasm from the new campus. It's incredible how VBS has come full circle for me. For being the eager participant, becoming a leader, passing on the traditions and teachings that have shaped my faith journey. Speaking of traditions, one of the highlights beyond VBS was our church basketball team. Shout out to fellow speaker John Wyatt, they were on that team. We had a blast winning courts, not just for the love of the game, but also for the camaraderie and teamwork that comes with it. Those games were more than just friendly competition. They were opportunities to bond and strengthen our friendship within our church community. And how could I forget about Sunday school? Those early mornings filled with singing songs, getting creative with crafts, and diving into stories from the Bible are some of my fondest memories here. Sunday school wasn't about just learning. It was about building a foundation of faith in a fun and engaging way. I remember eagerly anticipating each Sunday, excited to see what new lesson Miss Taylor had in store for us. Looking back, those moments of joyful learning planted seeds of curiosity and sparked a lifelong love of exploring spirituality. And then there were those in-city mission trips. We'd head out into the community, lending a hand at wherever needed, fixing up community spaces, serving meals to those less fortunate, just being there for people. Those experiences showed me that living out our faith means getting our hands dirty and making a real difference. St. John's has been like a second home to me, a place where I've laughed, learned, and grown alongside some amazing people. It's not just about attending services. It's about being part of a family that supports and uplifts each other. As I move forward, I carry with me the memories and lessons from this place. To everyone who's been a part of my journey, thank you for shaping me and showing me what it means to live a life of faith and service. Let's just keep shining that light of love and hope wherever we go. Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in today. You've been listening to the Good News from the Corner podcast. St. John's Episcopal Church is located at the corner of Central and Greer in Memphis, Tennessee. Our parish website is www.stjohnsmemphis.org. You can also catch us on all of the normal social media platforms. You can join us for church at 10:30 on Sunday morning on our St. John's Memphis YouTube channel. Share the Good News podcast with somebody. And remember, you matter to God. Your life is not yours alone. Come see us sometime.